Um, I'm about to make a deal with the government or whatnot as a settlement on my lawsuit against Officer Kelly Brown and the New Albany Police Department in New Albany, Indiana. Um, the reason why is I'm going to settle for 25% because right is, wrong is, or whatnot. Even though I was right to do what I do, it was part of my business or whatnot, as I was an agent or whatnot, and I was doing an investigation of people, and I had to gain the people or whatnot in order to do so. So, as if I could have been labeled as a narc or whatnot. Kelly Brown did violate my rights as a privacy evasion, a illegal stakeout, illegal informants, and I wasn't even home when it happened, and he lied to me, so he deceived me or whatnot. I sworn to protect the public or whatnot. You can't lie to the public. That's obstruction of justice right there, and it violates the public. And he put another man who's lesser valued than me before me or whatnot, as I was higher ranked, and I was at a rank that you should not do, but I already had the statues, and it was criminal and wanted me as him or whatnot for the violation of my statues or whatnot. So I had high gospel for that, so he was acting upon that, obviously. And it was racial profiling. If it was one of them, they would say white supremacy or whatnot, and they would say he is what he is, an official. They would label him as official, say his statutes have been violated, so we have to tolerate such behaviors of such like that. Yet, not only that, I was disabled, and they treat me as if I was the one who was enabled or whatnot, in which they were, and they got visiting a common nuisance versus that, and they worked for him. And I got maintaining a common nuisance worse than them. I got a felony, they got a misdemeanor, and I was the one disabled. And also, being that I was disabled, as disabled from a systematic function or whatnot. So that means that it's an 8-day behavior department or whatnot for me or whatnot. Being that I was competent or whatnot, I didn't like that or anything. It was just psychological work was to be done, but I already had, like I tell you now, what I was doing and had my reasons or whatnot, despite their opinion on what I do. I had rights as I'm an authorian, so then I had that right to do so as well as the police can do a stakeout. But they can't do a stakeout like that really. They can only do the public like that. For a private property, it's federal. It's a federal law or whatnot. So then they would have to get the FBI. Not even a judge can indict that because she's a public official or whatnot, more like a referee or some sort, or he is like a referee or whatnot. But anyway, I'm gonna settle for 25% of the suit, being since so many people feel so wrong, then that will vindict that because right is and wrong is. I did my time, you serve your time, and you pay me for my time, as I paid my time with my money, as they cost me my Section 8, which is part of my entitlement of being disabled, which it makes me not be able to survive. So that is a threat. That is harm. That is physical harm because now I'm homeless. So then I shall have a home. Then that 25% will give me enough to buy me a home in place of the Section 8. Then I have my own privacy. Then you do not evade my privacy this time as everyone learns a lesson. So everyone gets paid in this in the end. And it's a good example for everybody and the people. Then nobody else should be able to do the same thing, which there was other people doing a common nuisance, which the people there at my house were doing a common nuisance because they were vandalizing the place. Landlord knew it and he was involved in everything and I paid casualties and I haven't even gotten my taxes back from that. So I get my $1,500 back from him that I paid for damages that they did on purpose for him, for his rank and his ballot, as he didn't like me, as this Tim Lentz of Jesse Blue Enterprise, or whatnot. I'm going to talk to the clerk in the county city building as Danita Burks, and I'm going to talk to the judge, Susan Barker, or whatnot. I'm going to write Susan Barker in writing, and I'm going to do the county city building by email as Danita Burks or whatnot, and tell them of this, and they should settle if they're righteous or whatnot. And I'm not that much of a threat, and they want to be fair or whatnot. Even though life is not fair, then they follow a crowd doing wrong, and they make life not fair as being in the government. Then they have no place to be in there. It's just against the code of honor in that way. They show no gratitude or no dignity or no respect, as I do, as I respect them. So then they owe me these monies. That's 25% of what I said, up 25% of a million or whatnot. I get 25%, and that's what I want. And this right here is grand